This is my submission piece for the Unique Antique Challenge. This is hosted by myself and Jenna, Junk Princess Designs. This challenge is the Mirror Mirror Challenge, where we are to take a piece and mimic or copy one of the flipping bunch pieces that they have done in the past. And here's the piece I am going to try to recreate. This is a DIYs by Dar piece. If you haven't heard of the Flippin' Bunch, we are a group of ladies that do a live show every Wednesday, and I will link our new channel down below. So if you aren't subscribed, you can go check us out there. We talk about all things furniture related, as well as crafting, thrifting, YouTube, all that good stuff. So if you want to learn more and how we do things, then you definitely want to check it out. Anytime I work on these jewelry armoires, I like to take them apart. I feel like it just makes things so much more easier to get into all those little areas and just make everything look really clean and nice. I'm doing all of my regular prep work, clean, scuff sand, cleaning again. These pieces are just made from an MDF material with almost like a paper like veneer over top of the MDF. I'm just using a soap and water solution to clean off all of the sanding dust. I'm using some of this Zinsser spray primer to do a base coat on the whole piece and to help block any tannins. I used Waverly chalk paint in the color called Agave. I will be using this gorgeous Made by Marley Magic Decoupage paper, and I'm applying it with this Mod Podge, and I'm making sure all the drawers are sitting in there correctly. I use a foam brush to apply the Mod Podge to the drawer fronts. I'm applying the paper one drawer at a time in sections and smoothing out the wrinkles as I go and trying to curve the paper around the drawer bottom and the drawer tops. Then I keep applying more Mod Podge to the drawers as needed. And I'm just pushing the paper through the little screw that is there for the knobs and taking this transfer burnishing stick, or if you don't have one of those, you can use a popsicle stick, and I'm pressing the paper into the separation areas of the drawer fronts where the tops and the bottom meet to help curve that paper inward and adhere it so that way the paper is nice and seamless as you open and close the drawers. Taking something like a plastic bag, uh, as I'm using right here, which is a Ziploc bag, or you can use plastic wrap and just crumple it up and smooth out your wrinkles. It just helps the paper doesn't stick to it like it does to your fingers. And then I'm just going to make sure all of my edges are secured onto the drawers with my decoupage medium. I always make sure to cut closest to the bottom of the drawer above my cut. That way any excess I can glue over the drawer edge. That way there's no gaps to have to try and fix and do any type of additional painting to make everything blend. It's really important to wait for your decoupage medium that you are using to dry completely before you try to cut through it. If you do not wait, you almost 100% of the time are going to get a tear, especially if your blade is dull. You can see right there, It was wet still, so it tore my paper. So I'm not going to cut that one anymore just because I don't want it to tear anymore. So now I'll just take my Mod Podge and I'll glue this Mod Podge and I will glue this down. This one I don't want to pull out yet. And glue these all down. For a fun accent, when you open up the doors, I added some stenciling. I chose 4 different colors that pulled from the decoupage paper, and I applied 2 colors to each of the stencils. When I apply my paint to my stencils, I do not mix the colors. I like to have both colors visible, so I will put both colors on my paintbrush and tap them on, or use 2 different paintbrushes, one with each color on each paintbrush. I'm using this DOS air dry clay and these redesigned by Prima molds. This one is the Magnolia, and I'm pressing the clay into the mold like so. Then I'm going to peel it out slowly. And there is my mold. I'm using this E6000 glue, and I always wear gloves when I use this stuff because it's very toxic. It's an industrial type glue, but I really like it because it's strong. It does have a terrible smell, so if you're sensitive to smells, I recommend wearing a respirator mask while using this, which I should be doing because I am sensitive to smells, but I do have a lot of open air environment here, so. But I'm going to apply this glue onto the back of this mold, try and spread it out evenly all the way to all of the little extremities on the mold, so that way those will glue down. And then you should really have where you want it predetermined, and then just lay your mold down if you need to. I like to keep my molds wet so that way I can sort of like mold them around corners and things like that if needed. And then take some painter's tape and secure your mold, or else it will slide down and fall off sometimes. There were a couple of spots that had some air pockets underneath of the paper, so I just used a syringe filled with Mod Podge, made a small incision in the decoupage paper, squeezed some of the Mod Podge in the incision, and then secured the paper by rubbing my finger over the area with the air pocket. I decoupaged the sides of the drawers with some scrapbook paper, just so there is a little fun surprise and accent when the drawers are opened. To incorporate some more color from the paper on the drawers, I did a blend on the legs with this Miss Lillian's No Wax chalk paint in the color called Lichen. And then I dry brushed the legs and all of the other surfaces. When my clay molds were dry off camera, I used the blue agave Waverly brand chalk paint, and I painted all of the molds one color. When the blue agave was dry, I went in with various chalk paint colors and painted all of my molds. When my paint on my molds were dry, I then took that Lichen Massilian No Wax chalk paint and I did more dry brushing. I dry brushed over top of the molds to highlight all of the detailed areas on the molds. I watered down this Dixie Belle Antebellum Blue chalk paint, and then I took my paintbrush up towards the top of the door of the jewelry armoire and dripped the paint down and let it drip all around the molds, and I kind of like water painted around all of the molds. If you enjoy content like this, please remember to subscribe, like this video, and hit that bell notification. That way you will be notified when I post more videos. There will also be a awesome playlist of all the YouTube participants that will be joining this challenge. Make sure to check them out. I will have the link down below as well as on the end screen. For the lid, I'm going to do a stamp. This is a redesign by Prima Stamp, and I'm using a white glaze. I'm brushing out the glaze onto a piece of plastic. Then I'm using a brayer and rolling the glaze onto the brayer. Then I will roll the glaze onto the stamp. Then I do my best to position the stamp where I want it, and then I set it down and press. With glaze, if you mess up, all you really need to do is take your stamp off, spray it with some water, and wipe it off, and then redo it. It's very easy. I also like that when the glaze dries, you get a little bit of a textured feel to your stamp. On the inside of the lid, I'm using a stencil and some very watered down Lichen, no wax Miss Lillian's chalk paint, and Dixie Belle Antebellum Blue, and applying the watered down paint to the stencil. It almost gives it a watercolor look, which I just thought was really pretty and faint, and it was a nice addition.
I'm using polyurethane triple thick and sealing everything. I'm going to change out these little drawer pulls, so I have to pop them through the velvet. So I'm just making a hole where the drawer pull will pop out at. And the top drawer is always the hardest because it has those little cubbies in there. And then I'll pop out the screw. I'm going to need a spacer. So I'm just going to put the spacer in between the screw, put the screw back through this hole. And then tighten my knob up.
I cut out some little felt hearts and glued them to the screw heads to disguise them. And let's have a quick look at the before we check out the final reveal. I definitely don't think it's as beautiful as Dar's piece, but I am super happy with it. Let me know what you think down in the comments. And please remember to check out the playlist. I will have it linked below as well as on the end screen. And I hope you guys were inspired by this video today, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks you all so much for watching, and have a great day, everyone. Bye.